Hi, everyone, and welcome to another really exciting episode of Voice of Crypto, where we get distinguished guests from across the globe, people who are doing some amazing things in the Web3, blockchain, crypto, and the tech space. And today we have with us a really interesting guest, and I'm really happy and proud to introduce Harry, who's our guest for today, to all of you. Hi, Harry. It's really amazing to have you on the show today. And we know all about the amazing things that you've been up to lately and the amazing conferences that you attend and all the stuff that you do at the Parliament, at the House of Lords. But before, and I would love to talk all about it, but before we get to it, could you just tell us a bit more about your role as the first interim PM for the Children's Parliament? What does this role for you mean?
As the Prime Minister for the UK Children's Parliament, I represent all the children in the UK to talk about the issues which matter to them most. For instance, climate change, water management and sustainability, online safety, and Football for Peace, which is a project that aims to unite people.
Hmm.
And I spoke at the UN World Water Day on the 22nd of April. And I've also had the pleasure of going to the House of Lords, where together with Baroness Udine and Anna Firth, the MP for South and West, my constituency, and together we chaired the APPG Metaverse and Web 3.0 meeting.
Yeah, sounds pretty amazing. And you just mentioned that you're really passionate about environmental issues, and I also read that water pollution is one of the issues that you take really seriously. So, can you tell us a bit more about the issue and why it is particularly important to you? You take your time.
I'm very passionate about the environmental issues, just like climate change,
Mm.
water management, and sustainability. And just like most children, and if not all children around the world. And a few years ago, whilst in year three, I started writing articles about
Mm.
climate change. And we see extreme weather patterns around the globe. If floods and high temperatures affect different parts of the world,
Yeah.
properties are being damaged and lives are being lost.
Right.
Now we see the water companies destroying our water bodies by dumping raw sewage into rivers, which affects aqualife, ecotourism, etc. And this prevents children from going to beaches and affects our local economy.
Yeah.
My view is that these bosses of these companies cannot do these crimes without being held accountable.
Hmm. Absolutely. And accountability is what is required from a lot of institutions. Couldn't agree more to what you said. Uh, I was reading somewhere that around last year in October, you were a part of industry representatives who grilled some management around water sustainability, water management and sustainability. So I found that to be really interesting. How you could grill. I'm sure there was a lot of adults on the panel, and I would love to hear a little bit more about that. And how exactly did you grill those adults?
So last year in October, the
Yeah.
Select Committee for Water Management and Sustainability of the Children's Parliament did have the amazing opportunity to put water bosses on the spot and ask the questions that were really close to their hearts. And
Mm,
the experience taught children that they can make an impact.
mm.
And I understand after that committee meeting, the Secretary for Environment wrote to the government, and laws have now been passed to extend the punishment for water companies who pollute our water bodies.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. And you also attended another event at House of Lords where you talked in detail about the metaverse and Web3. That's pretty advanced stuff. And firstly, tell me how much of that you understand and what those terms mean to you.
Web 3.0 is the next generation of the internet, and the metaverse is a 3D virtual world which is very, very similar to real life. This is a quantum leap in communication technology. The metaverse uses Web 3.0 technology to create a decentralized virtual world. And this is important because the metaverse can allow people across the globe to interact with each other in a large,
Mm,
physically a realistic virtual environment.
Right. You know, most of the stuff that you said, I'm sure a lot of people my age don't know that. So big congratulations to you on knowing all of that. So how exactly, Harry, do you think will Web3 and all this tech stuff impact social life and life as we know it?
This technology brings with it great opportunities and has eye opening potential.
Mm,
But just like every other technology, it has risks, such
yeah.
as online harassment, online bullying, and exposure to harmful content.
Hmm.
On the other hand, there are also positive and exciting things to look forward to.
Absolutely.
I am very confident that it will create high skilled jobs if the robots don't take them on.
Absolutely. And while we're on that, while we're on the cons of technology, how do you think technology affects young people? And do you think that it can? So, what would be the dangers of this technological boom for youngsters, according to you?
With the invention of the internet, policymakers were walking into the dark and
Yeah.
making the rules and regulations as the technology evolved, not
Mm,
knowing what to expect. It is important that with the metaverse, policymakers and regulators make that standards, laws, and regulations are properly put into place to protect children from those reasons that I have stated before.
absolutely. So what kind of a future do you imagine with AI advancements and plays? Do you think it would look like a movie, like some?
It does have the AI does have the massive potential and
Mm-hmm.
can easily take
Hmm.
thousands, if not millions, of jobs away from people. AI is smarter, quicker, and more efficient.
Hmm.
It will have a serious impact on the way we work and it will change our economies. Technology has really changed the way we live, the way we travel, our agriculture, and education.
So, Harry, do you think there should be more regulations around technology or AI, and how should governments treat this emerging sector?
Yes, it's because we have regulations for the internet which need to be
Mm-hmm.
enforced properly to keep people safe. With respect to AIs, policymakers, and the government, they do really need to urgently put in necessary laws to
Yeah.
protect our standards, protocols, and regulations.
Hmm. What sort of role do you think, Harry, technology and AI would play in education? And do you already see technology sort of changing the way education has worked or not?
The lockdown, which was the result of COVID
Hmm.
19, it showed that technology is very important and will play an even major role post COVID 19.
Hmm.
Online or remote classes have become the norm, and teachers were able to deliver lessons to students around the world from different locations.
Hmm.
AIs will even enhance the
Hmm.
experience of learning using platforms such as ChatGPT, ChatSonic, and OpenAI.
Yeah. No, makes a lot of sense and good contrast you could paint between the pre-COVID and the post-COVID times. So, Harry, how do you think schools can better prepare young people for such technological advancements for in the future?
From an early age in our education system, children need to be equipped with knowledge, skills, and help to develop capabilities and habits in using technologies.
Yeah.
Thus, schools should no longer concentrate on assessing knowledge in a discipline, but on
Yeah.
skills, capabilities, and habits. The children should be taken with a sort of hands-on approach.
Yeah. No, that does make a lot of sense. And my last and final question to you would be, what advice would you give to other young people who want to get involved in politics or make a difference in communities?
I will encourage them to go into politics. And
Yeah.
ultimately, people who are in politics make all the big decisions that affect every one of us. From climate change to water management to taxes to healthcare and how technology is regulated. The government makes those decisions. If you don't go into politics, that's fine, but other people go into politics and make the laws for you.
Yeah. Very, very well said, Harry. And I have to say that you have such a nuanced stance on on topics that most of the people across the world don't even pay attention to. And I can simply be really proud and happy to see someone like you sitting in the Parliament in the United Kingdom. And I hope and wish that more such young people like you come up and are able to voice their opinions as beautifully as you do.